welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Charlotte Lakin and I'm a trainee solicitor at Media and Entertainment Company. I'm also the founder of InLaw. So in today's video, I am going to share a few of my tips for life on furlough or life in lockdown and what you can do to use your time constructively. I know it's a difficult time for a lot of people. I'm hoping that by sharing these tips, this will help you to stay positive, to still feel like you're being productive, and hopefully see you through just a little easier. So tip one, I would say, is to revisit your CV. Now, if like me, you haven't looked at your CV for quite a while. I think the last time I had to update my CV was for providing to the law firm that I'm supposed to be seconded to. So I was asked to send over my CV, and when I did that, I updated it slightly. But to be honest, I haven't been through it as much as I probably should have, because when I started my training contract, or when I started my latest role, things changed naturally. I am a trainee solicitor now, as opposed to when I started, I was paralegal, and I have learned a lot in the time I've been a trainee. I've gained a lot of new skills. I have been exposed to other areas of law that I hadn't had any experience in. So now, if you have the time, is a great time to revisit your CV, see if you've gained some new skills in the last few months. Look to getting that on there, looking to beef that up, look at taking off a few things that are no longer relevant. Essentially, you should always keep your CV up to date all the time. In an ideal world, I'd probably update it, I'd probably say once a month, to be honest, just because it can be quite a laborious task having to go in when you need a job and when you need to get your CV out and having to go through it all. I would definitely look into updating that, and also thinking about where you might be applying in the future when jobs, places are hiring, because they are still hiring now, and you, depending on which company it is or what firm it is, there may be certain parts of your CV that you might need to tailor. It's a great way to feel like you're being productive and to have your CV ready for when you actually need it. Start up a social account. Yes, you may have been avoiding it for a while, but you cannot avoid it forever. That's the reality of it. We live in a day and age now where everybody is on social media, and I've seen so many people, I've mentioned this in a previous video, so many people using social media as a way to interact with people, to engage with their followers on not just what they're doing day to day, but also what they're learning. And people are learning a lot, and they're sharing it with people, and they are sharing it on their channels. And now is a great time to get online and to start interacting with these people. Set up an account and think about what it is that you want to share. Is it a specific area? Is it your journey? Is it something you've learned? There really is so much to share, and there's so much you can gain from following other people. I'm seeing a lot of people doing it already, so if you aren't, please do, and let me know how it works out and whether you find it useful, or whether you find it a little weird, because being, you know, in front of the camera, I do find it a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. It is something that I'm still not used to, but I try, and I do think it's a great way when I can't actually be out there networking with you all and engaging with you that way. I can at least do it this way. As I'm talking about social media, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to plug my own socials. So you can follow InLaw on Instagram at officialinlaw. You can also follow me on Instagram at Charlotte Lakin. Moving on. So social media isn't the only way you can share your story. You can also start up a blog. And for this blog, you can share your experiences, you can share other sort of legal updates, you can really use this as your opportunity to bring something. And I'm seeing loads of people starting up websites and more often than not sharing what they've learnt to others, and just finding a way to communicate to people. So social media is one way of doing it, so your Instagrams, your Twitter, even your TikTok, I've been using that, and but you can also use a blog and set that up. So my third tip would be to read. You can read anything. You could read a piece of fiction. You could read something factual. You could read a journal. You can read an article. You can read the newspaper. There is so much out there, and reading is an excellent way to free your brain and to escape. Sometimes it's also a way to learn, and there's lots and lots of articles out there. Lexology is one of the websites I really like to use, and I subscribe to their updates. So they consolidate the articles from various law firms, and it will essentially give you updates in different areas of the law. So it could be intellectual property or commercial law or tech or pretty much anything you can think of. I think you can subscribe to updates daily, so it's a great way to get a lot of information in, and from various sources as well, but all in one central place. Look to going on the news and seeing what updates are going on. So as you can imagine, there is a lot going on at the moment. There's a lot going on for various different industries and how they're being affected by the lockdown and COVID-19 just generally. So I definitely think having a read and staying up to date is really important. You can also just read a book, and I find that I don't always have the time to escape and read a book. To be honest, I've been kind of going on Netflix, but it's nice sometimes to escape and to just indulge in a book, in a good book. It allows you to unwind a bit, and I think when you've been working really hard, it's actually nice to do that. So yes, read. There are a lot of webinars that are being delivered online, webinars that are educational, and now is a great time to book to go on these webinars and yeah, attend them. There are so many different topics surrounding what's going on at the moment, so COVID-19 and the crisis and how this is affecting industries and businesses, law firms. There are educational webinars going on certain topics of law. Those I think have always been going on, to be honest. However, now that we are all at home, there are definitely more, I find, going on. So definitely have a search, go on Google, check on LinkedIn. Gosh, I'm gonna say LinkedIn so many times, but yeah, go in, check, see what webinars are being put on. My next tip is to network. So I know I'm saying this at a time when we are in lockdown and there aren't really any events going on. Not true. There are events going on, they're just online. So seek those out. Seek out those online networking forums and attend them and get involved, because whilst you can't meet people face to face, that does not mean you can't interact with people and you can't network and you can't expand your network. So definitely use LinkedIn, definitely go to attend networking events that are going on and engage, because that is really, really key to networking. I personally have been going to networking events online. There's an event every Wednesday, I think, and it's attended by junior lawyers, and it's been well attended, really well attended. I think there are new faces pretty much every time. There are also regular faces, and I've really, really, really enjoyed it. So I myself have delivered a talk on sharing some of my tips to building one's profile, so definitely check that out. I'll link it somewhere. I really like these events because it does make me feel connected, and they aren't long events, but it's just long enough and it's just regular enough as well to constantly feel included and connected with my peers, and it's something I look forward to. So check out for any events that's going on, I would say near you, but online. Okay, so my final tip, stay connected. Now, you can stay connected in so many different ways. You can pick up the phone, speak to someone, you can go online and Zoom, talk to people on Teams. Stay connected in whatever way you can. So if you're on furlough, I know that you're not supposed to be working, but you can still keep in contact with your colleagues. If you have like a WhatsApp group, you know, drop them a line, and if you can still attend team meetings just to listen in, to see what's going on, to still feel included, definitely do that. Just because you're out of the day-to-day runnings doesn't mean you have to be out. So I would definitely look into using some of your time to stay connected with your colleagues. And for those who have been made redundant or don't have a role, you can still stay connected with other people, with your friends, with your family, and with other people online in this, you know, on LinkedIn. Reach out and make new connections. So those are all of my tips. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now. And if you want to be alerted to any updates, just press the notification bell. I know these are tough times, but stay strong, stay connected, and above all, stay safe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.